Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from the upcoming Cedar Rapids Children's Theater production, better known as Playtime Poppy, at Jefferson High School of the, well, we'll talk about the title in just a minute, but we have Joe Link, who is the director and playwright and teacher at Jefferson, and for those watching the video, see that he realizes the Culture Crawl is a black tie occasion. And does this have anything to do with the fact that it's homecoming week?
It might. It might be. It's dress your best day. So, yes.
I like it. Mm-hmm. And Sylvia Sutton. Sylvia, welcome. And Jace Coberly. Thanks for being here.
Hi.
So this is an original play that you wrote a few years ago, Joe. So, and for your Bruce Moore series, correct?
It was quite a few years back. It was actually my brother and I put the script together. It was the first thing I ever wrote over a Google Doc. We were both on the same Google Doc at the same time in different towns, and the Link brothers wrote the Grimm brothers fairy tale repair shop together. It was a fascinating process.
Was it one of those situations where you were kind of editing at the same time, and you had to fight for control of the? No, I'm writing this part.
There wasn't so much a fight as there was this fascinating flow. I would be typing towards the bottom of the page, and I could see him like trailing behind me, about a paragraph behind, updating, editing, adding in a joke, and it was like it was two drafts at once happening. So it was fascinating.
Well, I'm gonna let our actors talk a little bit about this play. So, Sylvia, can you give me kind of the capsule description of the Grimm Brothers fairy tale repair shop?
Yeah. So. The two main characters are the Grimm brothers, Jacob and Wilhelm, and basically they run a fairy tale repair shop where fairy tale people will come in and they'll be like, hey, there's something wrong with my story, and then they'll fix it, and then they'll go along their way, and they have this imagination ink that they use that whatever they write or draw comes to life, so they use that to fix it, but when it gets stolen, the person who stole the imagination ink has to be found, and he's just going through all these fairy tales and just destroying everything. So that all has to be fixed.
And chaos ensues.
Yes.
What role do you play in the show, Sylvia?
I'm Wilhelm Grimm.
Okay. All right. And Jace, what about you?
I play Jacob Grimm.
Okay. So we have the Grimm brothers right here. So Jace, what's the difference between doing a regular play at Jefferson and doing one written by your teacher and director?
I think the difference between, or at least for me, because this is the first Playtime Poppy show I've done just ever, and one of the biggest things with this one is since Link wrote it, he can tell us a little bit more of the inside jokes and has more insight of like what they meant when they were writing it, rather than us trying to figure out what they kind of meant when they wrote it. So we can just, if we have a question about the script, we can just ask the people who wrote it directly.
Sylvia, have you ever looked at Mr. Link and said, okay, I don't like that line, can we change it?
No, but maybe I've thought it a little bit.
How polite of you.
Joe, how does how does a play like this, again, that that has been staged a couple of times, does it change at all, morph, in the different venues and with the different casts that you use?
The venue is one of the biggest things that changes it. When we did this originally at the Bruce Moore, it was on the outside lawn, so we could throw water balloons if we needed in a scene or something like that, and things just kind of change a little bit for that.
The principal frowns on that.
Yes.
In the Jefferson, and not to mention the head theater director doesn't like it either.
As does the audience. On a refreshing summer day, you would love to have a water balloon hit you to cool you off, but not so much inside the auditorium. But the other opportunity is just the cast that we have. We've actually double cast the show because it's the year 2023, and you never know exactly what is going to happen with your casts, and it doubles the opportunity for kids to be a part of it. And with some of the different people we've had in there, we can say, actually, it'd be really neat in this line is if we did this, because that's going to match you, or going to match this. So it's neat to see how it changes.
And this is, obviously, we think of Playtime Poppy as being for kids, and maybe young families. But okay, my kids are long grown. Will I enjoy it too?
We always like to aim for something that has the humor that's going to hit everyone in the audience. I always like to say it's the Muppet button, that like everyone enjoys silliness. Everyone gets that type of thing. And there's a lot of audience participation in this show that's going to require people to throw out ideas and throw out lines and occasionally throw plastic balls around the audience. So yeah.
Jace, do you have a favorite moment in the show?
My favorite moment is during our Sleeping Beauty scene where we're trying to put Sleeping Beauty to sleep, and I'm quite literally writing a story as the play is going on. So we have parts of the script where it just doesn't have names, it doesn't have like specific objects or like verbs, and the audience is literally giving me words to write the script as I'm going with it.
Sylvia, same question. Favorite moment?
I like in the last scene when we're trying to catch the thief and there's so much running around, and everyone from the play comes together to finally eventually get to the thief.
And because there's a lot of audience participation in this, that means some things could change from show to show. How have you worked on that in rehearsal, either of you?
Because we're double casted, a lot of the time at the beginning of rehearsal, we'd have the other cast sitting in the audience, and they'd throw out different ideas every time or answer questions differently, so we were forced to get them back on track.
So which cast has to be put back on track more?
We normally have to get back on track more because the other one will like to try to divert it to a completely different direction on purpose because they know the script. So we are forced to kind of go back.
Well, it sounds like a fun show. It's the Grimm Brothers Fairy Tale Repair Shop at Jefferson High School, part of the Playtime Poppy series. What are the show dates, Mr. Link?
We go October 12th through the 14th.
Okay. And then how do people get tickets?
You can get tickets at the door always for all the Playtime Poppy shows. It's general admission, but if people do want to order ahead of time, on the Facebook page for Playtime Poppy or the Jefferson webpage.
All right. Well, good luck with it. Just sounds like a blast. How fun.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio many weekdays at 10:30, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture or using your favorite podcast player. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.